What's going on, world? It's your boy at Big Game James _36. This Big Games B.S. We were just talking about getting miles. People have no idea how regular athletes actually are.
Like super regular. Some of the
only
words
people
they don't know. Crazy.
You said, well, oh yeah, so the vocab. It's why people think athletes are stupid. It's because when you really are elite, everything is simple.
Right.
It's like really whittled down to like there doesn't need to be all of this shit that people are doing. Like a lot of the stuff that people talk about make absolutely no sense. Like when they use, like that's why people get mad. I'm like, when they're using all these words like chaos, product, I'm like, man, nobody talks like that. It's not even that you have to use simple words. It's because the sport is so violent and complex that you have to like, something has to be easier.
You gotta simplify it, memorize it all.
Right. Or in just like even when you were in school, like this like dumb shit that they might tell you, like really important shit that they do dumb shit with. Like they put them in the songs. Like you got the states, you have the capitals, you have there's a New Testament Bible song and there's like an Old Testament Bible song. I can't really remember the Old Testament one, but I think I remember. I was vague. I was singing. It's like it gets jammed in your brain. You just start singing it every now and then. It just comes on your heart. It's like Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. The Acts, Romans, 1st and 2nd Corinthians, Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians, 1st and 2nd Thessalonians, 1st Timothy, 2nd Timothy, Titus, Philemon, Hebrews, and James, 1st Peter, 2nd Peter, 3 John's, Jude, and Revelations. Oh yeah, so like boom, you get now. You get all of this stuff, and you know that things don't know anything about it, but you just know like the books. You know, but when you sit back and you really think about it, it's the people who have never been. That's what I'm saying. The people who have never been in those shoes that are that call themselves super competitive because I think they've coached and trained themselves to be it. But like when you're really like that, you're like, all right, man, only one person can win a championship. Right. And like, so the thing was like, what would you rather have, a championship or the second contract? And everybody who's actually been in it, man, fuck the championships, man. Give me the second contract so I can get paid.
They answer so fast.
It's just like the only people who try. Well, are people who have. Was it? It's not. Was it? Lank has let a nigga know, right? I remember. They called them NARPs, non-athletic regular people.
Oh my lord!
Only NARPs.
That is.
Sit and just be like, yeah, man, I want to. Like, they even don't even realize, like, yeah, it's cool. Jordan got 6 rings, but Jordan got paid.
Yeah,
like, and he was like the guy during this time. Scotty got paid. Scottie Pippen got paid. Like Larry Bird got paid. Like he got to. They got the. You get the ring, so you get the validation. But man, once you realize that you're one of the few that actually could say. Like when I saw the thing, I think it was like it's only like 20 or 30,000 people who have ever put on an NFL uniform.
Yeah.
In any capacity. And I write down, that's really not a lot of people when you think about it. NBA's got to be even smaller. And it's just like you sit back and think about it, man. Fuck these people and their thoughts. Like if you could do what I did, if you were in my position, you would do the same shit. But anyways, though, we just talking. They ain't had a show in a minute. But what's up to everybody who's watching? I hate February's in social media world because that seems to be when all the algorithms change. People have to re-find you. You have to redo stuff. So like for the few people who are in the chat, if y'all could do me a favor, just be as interactive with each other as possible. Make sure you like it. Make sure we get this stuff going back up so we can get everything trending back in the right direction. Hopefully we'll get back to doing our reels that we use, because I know we fell off from doing like 2 to 4 every show to 1, and it's definitely messed up the stuff that people see. But all in all, I hope everybody's March is going well. Almost quarter of the year down. And for those who don't know, this is Big Games B.S., part of the DID Media Group, presented by MFTK Foundation. A lot of the stuff that we set out to do this year, it's had some highs and some lows, but I will go ahead and say for the 7-on-7, for those who don't know, you got the applause thing ready, Miles? Yeah, so for those who don't know, 18U will be in Battle National Championships. We're one of the best 18Us in the nation. So, yeah. For those who don't know, 15U will be in Battle Nationals, meaning we have some of the greatest 15-year-olds in the nation. So let's clap that up. I whisper this one, won't say it out as loud. 12U is probably going to get into Battle Nationals, meaning we have the greatest group of 12-year-olds in the nation. If y'all remember the end of February, the 18U and the 15U did this tournament called the Sevens in Atlanta. Well, 12U, they're doing one for 12U. And again, so multiple entities have viewed our 12U as some of the greatest collection of talent of JITs in the nation. So they'll be going to Atlanta the end of April. So we still have some more things that we're going to be able to do with the organization. So year 2 of 7-on-7, technically year 1 of MFTK Spartan 7-on-7, I'd say has been pretty successful, even though it's been pretty stressful. We will do some breakdowns and have some things just celebrating, kind of going over the 7-on-7 season and some of the pitfalls, some of the cool things that go through it. All in all, appreciate everybody for every click, every like, every hat, everything that you've done, that you bought, sharing it. We'll appreciate that, but I'm sure we'll have some more things to go over when it comes to that. But let's start our show off before we get into the nitty gritty. How we start every show off with a word of prayer.
You already know what time it is, dog. Thank you, God, for another day. Thank you, God, for another day. Thank you, God. God is great. All the time. All the time. Nobody wanna thank you, God. Thank you, God.
I know, Jaden, you're not on Twitter that much, right?
Only for the show.
All right, so you wouldn't have been seeing these. I don't know. I've seen some people get hit, and if you're a genuinely nice person, like this but I'm gonna put out a public service announcement, and because a lot of celebrities, a lot of like big name profiles, just some of my friends have gone to this. Is if they're offering you porn, it's a virus, okay? They're going to steal your identity. They're going to steal your page, and they're going to do all kinds of wild stuff. But there was one that my boy OJ got caught into, and then the only reason I don't know what he clicked, but you started seeing a bunch of like Scandinavian male porn. on his page, and I'm like, yeah, my dog got hacked. I know my dog got hacked. Like, ain't nobody going through it that much. But I've seen local radio hosts. I've seen a lot of other people, and they inbox you this. And I already know Jen has already had her page hacked, one of my friends. But say, hey, quick favor. I'm in the running to co-host a major podcast event with Spotify and Google. If you could take a moment to vote, I'd really appreciate it. Much love, 100%. And then there's a link. If anybody puts that in your inbox, guys, don't click it. Do not click it. If you see me post something like this for you, that means I've been compromised. And now you're going to get compromised, and you'll lose control of your entire Twitter page. And Twitter ain't giving it back, or X ain't giving it back. So just a little PSA for those who are in the social media world. Please stop doing all of that shiggity. All right, so cool. All right, Jaden, what we talk about today?
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Big Games BS here on Wednesday, March 18th. This is your first time at the show. Welcome. And if you're wondering why it's called Big Games BS, it's because we bring the good, the bad, and the BS of the sports world, especially football, to your screens, eyes, and ears. I'm going to start off with some MFTK content before we get into some quick FSU news, and then we're going to touch up on a lot of college football topics, ranging from coast to coast, stretching from coast to coast, before getting into the NFL portion of the show, updating you guys on this NFL offseason and where certain players got moved to, or certain players that are staying with their respective teams. And we got a long list of players to get through before getting into some general football news. And then we're going to finish off our show with the big games BS section, where we bring the scope of the conversation outside of the typical football world. We got a BS or bussin' topic in this, as well as our OG Island segment as well. But first things first, one of the fastest high school football players ever actually committed, and he's staying home. You had some familiarity with this player, if I'm not mistaken, through your 7-on-7 organization. Let me pull it up there for you guys. Got it right here. So it looks like Honor has committed and he's staying home. So 5-star athlete has committed to USC Honor Falave Johnson, number 1 athlete in the class of 2027. And he chose USC over Oregon, Miami, LSU, Texas, and Notre Dame. He plays high school in San Diego, California. What can you say about Honor, James? And is he as really speedy as what the tape and the gun shows?
Oh yeah, very sudden. Definitely 707, more of a weapon at safety, because that's what he was. I don't know what position he plays, and I will say let's find some film of Honor. Let's like one great family, Polynesian sauces. Dad kind of looked like those like Polynesian gangsters on the West Coast in the movies, but very reserved, very calm, very nice guy. I only came to Battle Miami with us, if I remember correctly, last year. He wasn't at the sevens with us, but I really think, I think the world of the kid. I think he's really, really, really good kid. And they go, one thing about that Polynesian gang, not gang, it's not a real gang. I'm just like Polynesian people, like they will go where there are other Polynesians on staff. Like it's a comfortable thing. It's a cultural thing. It's Polynesian. It's not just Samoan. So I say Polynesian, but like there's 2 different types, man. And then they're real. Yeah, I really did enjoy getting a chance to kick it with him. He ain't the one. They not talking about my guy from Nebraska though. That was really dominant. Like I wanted him on my 7-on-7 team. I can't think of his name right now, but he's the number one safety in Nebraska. I think one of the best players in Nebraska. And like I was hoping to get him because I wanted to use the belly reference with Method Man. Is this the illest nigga in Nebraska? But Honor is very fast. I think his game would translate more onto it would probably plays better in 11 man than 7-7. Believe it or not, it doesn't really mark you for some of them, but like shorter receivers pan out very, very well, and more fluid DBs that aren't just overly explosive tend to stand out in 7-on-7, in my opinion. But did we find did anybody go click on something for Honor so we can watch so we can honor? But yeah, he good. So USC over Miami. I remember Miami. He's one of the ones that Miami kept us in there for like fucking 10 hours for. And I was not, but he was talking to the Polynesian coach. Miami has a Polynesian coach. Oh yeah, good luck. Jaden, I know Honor. I stop at Honor. Go ahead and give an attempt at that last name again. Falafel, something like that.
Falave.
Falave. That's not as bad as some of the other. I still can't. But he ain't no play. So I know he's cool with DJ, with DJ's dad.
Yeah, I'm trying to see, but looks like he doesn't have any kind of current film on his huddle. So we can just move on to the FSU portion, since got some quick topics to hit on that are non-football related. But before we get into the non-football related FSU topics, James, do you have anything you would like to talk about the football program specifically before we get into the other sports on our itinerary?
Yeah, I know a lot of people are curious about the different position battles, what we're looking like in the linebacker room, what we're looking like at the quarterback battle, wide receivers. We can discuss it if people have questions. They can ask me my opinions on it, but like I haven't been to a practice. I'm not sure if I'm going to a practice. Looks like Dexter's son is doing really, really well. And it's surprising folks. It doesn't matter what comes out, or like this fan base is completely divided and split. And we need some real unity. It would have been great to probably have a spring game, but that was it. I guess that's the biggest thing since haven't been on. I mean, we talked briefly about it, but everybody's still upset about the lack of having a spring game. And that's where we did the little Daryl thing, right, Miles? Yeah. So like a lot of y'all just, a lot of y'all just arguing over things and if I can tell you that they look good, man, you'll be like, they suck. And I can tell you that they suck. And then people are going to say that's negative or it's going to just feed into everything that everybody's talking about. So, yeah. Unless somebody has specific things about spring ball, then we can go on to the next thing. Oh, hold on. We got some honor stuff. Let's see what we got here. Because I don't know. Cali ball different. He is very fast. Can we click the X off the ad? Yeah. All right. I guess this is somebody who Trojan Blade is a USC fan. I'm gonna take a wild guess. Yeah. All right. So he's running back. Yeah. He's just faster. I hear of him at safety, one high safety. All right. Then I'm like grand such. All right. Receiver. Yep. Smart. Should have been got it out of his hands. Yep. Mm-hmm. Oh, they made him. They said he stepped out. Oh, okay. Never mind. All right. Walk down. Oh, what a great play. All right. Safety. Oh, we're not gonna be able to see it. Ooh, that was a decent hit. Okay. Yeah, cover 3. Let's see what this one's talking about. Hmm. Yeah, Washington 26. Like he's just faster than everybody. I mean, he's my bad. He's good. He's just it's not like I question the level of comp, but like he is sudden though. Like he's really fast. Like he's probably more of an offensive weapon than a defensive weapon. You want to get the ball in his hands. So, kudos to Honor, man. Good kid, smart kid. USC got him one. Congratulations. Um, Somebody put I want Santana Harvey. Look up Santana Harvey. I want to make sure I see why. I don't know who that is. Not off the top of my head. But if you're talking about Knight and Williams, that means he's a D lineman. There's a good D lineman that's right around the corner that Williams was going to recruit at Syracuse, and that Knighton was going to Knighton said he got to evaluate more, but I ain't gonna get into that. Was a FSU fan, but probably like most guys wearing orange and green right now, gonna stick to the orange and green when it's all said and done. But that's fine. Us? Uh, I like Jamaica, but I don't like Jamaica enough. It's getting hot out here. Should I go to Should I go to? Is it safe to go to Mexico? My friend getting married in Mexico. I want to go check him out, but I don't want to get kidnapped. All right, watch some more film, and then we'll get off onto this. It's not playing. Oh, oh wow! Huge shout out to WNBA. We'll talk about it in a second. All right, we're watching the D lineman. I'm assuming. Oh, okay. Doesn't show me anything. All right, so DN. Okay, I like guys who do that. I like guys who do that. Okay, so he's a Florida kid from Lakeland. Okay, I just put that together. Yeah, I mean, take him. I'm okay. I don't really have a. Yeah, I'm cool with that. I don't really have a negative, or I definitely don't have a negative opinion on him, but it's just nothing like just says I have to get him. But remember, I said there was good twin and bad twin ended up being the better twin. So, yeah. Um, JC, you heard anything on Tremel and the QB battle in Halltown? No, but I'll go get some information so we can have a spring wrap up and just talk about some of the different things. But I know Tremel has a good opportunity, but there are some kids that they brought in. So anytime they bring the kids in, you have to always go out and compete for it. But I do believe Tremel is going to be, you know, up there. So, all right, what's going on? What else we got, Jay? Moving on to FSU news. You're muted, Jaden. Oh, there we go.
Beginning the week, shout out the FSU Seminoles for beginning this broadcast week with a W. Their baseball team got the W 12-1, but it was against Bethune-Cookman. So shout out to the Seminoles for getting the job done. Shout out to the softball squad as well, beating Syracuse 11-6. And we have a champion to discuss because Shanice Walker of the Seminoles is a champion. So she is the 2026 NCAA champion in the women's 60 meters with a time of 7.08 seconds.
She
Definitely
was skedaddling, boy.
shout out to Shanice Walker on her accomplishment and for becoming a champion. Shout out to her for representing the Seminoles in the best of lights. Shout out to her.
Oh, did you know that baseball? That was a. I guess I don't understand what a no. I mean, I guess they walk players in, but that was only the 11th no hitter in FSU baseball history. And Cooper Whitted, started that, and he's from Sandalwood. Meaning I probably trained him at some point. I just don't remember. But yeah. Shout out to my guy. I wonder if my guy Ricky can give me some information on the guy. No, never mind. I'm gonna keep my comments to myself. But that's nice looking gal. I love to get on this. I love the hair. Love all that stuff. Her name Denise, right?
Shanice,
of course. Had no choice but be fast.
Yeah, what's up, bro?
Hey, you only coach the male sprinters, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, what's that girl? That girl Shanice was skedaddling though, wasn't she?
Yeah, she a real deal, man.
What year is she?
She'll see you.
Oh, okay. But she's finna go out on a high note.
Yeah. She the truth. I mean, she been real good. She just, had to get her mind right. The first couple of years, you know how it is, especially because she was a transfer. She transferred in her sophomore year.
Okay. Where she came from?
I forgot it was a little small Division II school she came from. So you know how it is, man. Tallahassee to get the best of people. You come from a small Division II school, you come around here, and then now you got the NIL shit going on. So dudes at her, they riding around in Benzes and big trucks and all type of shit. So she kind of got lost in the sauce for a minute. But no, she seems to have her shit together now, man.
That's the only thing I be trying to tell female athletes, man. I'm like, why can't you treat them like men? Because, listen, I can't get sat down for 9 months. Like, you can. And, like, you gotta just, have fun, but you gotta know how to separate it. It's tough.
Yeah.
But it's tough, man.
Yeah, man.
So how the outdoor looking like it's gonna be something for y'all?
Yeah, man. On the men and women's side, I think the fact that we won ACC, we kind of snuck up on a lot of people. Nobody expected for us to win indoor, so that kind of was a shock to everybody. If I'm being totally honest, I don't even think our head coach expected for us to win. This shit kind of shocked him, but we just got going, got in a good groove, and motherfucker was rolling. So I think outdoor, everybody got, everybody on the team got all the confidence in the world now. And we had a couple of pieces that we didn't run that conference. Like probably my second best 400-meter guy behind Makai. He didn't run. He tweaked his hamstring 2 weeks before conference, so he didn't run. Our best hurdler, our hurdler who was ACC champion last year, didn't run. He got hurt in the same damn meet, so we didn't run him. So then when you add a 4x1 that we, knock on wood, we pretty much dominate. As long as we get to stick around, it's going to be real hard to beat us. And our 4x4 team is going to be much better outdoor, and we got third. So.
Gotcha. How's Makai doing?
He doing all right, man. He had a bit of a meltdown at ACCs. Just kind of, having unrealistic expectations. And I tried to temper the expectations when he came out. I said, hey, man, look, shit going to be a little different this year compared to last year. I mean, last year, dude, you was 180 pounds, soaking wet. You red-shirted, so you didn't really take a pounding on your body. And you came out and was training in December because you hadn't really done much. I said, this past year, man, you fucking played and played pretty damn good. So now it's different. I said, now you 195 pounds.
Oh, damn. You gained 15?
Yeah. Ooh. From the end of track season until the start of football season, he gained 15 pounds. Now he's lost some weight now, but he's still like around 190.
So what's his sweet? So he got to stay in this area, right? Before he becomes a tank on the track? Or you think he could get over 200?
I think if he's going to continue running track, he has to stay in this area.
Gotcha.
But I honestly think for football purposes, he can carry 200 pounds and still be a 4.3, 4.4 guy.
Oh yeah. Now, football, but it's different. Like you're accelerating to a faster point. Y'all got man. Like I was telling some, like you. All right, you're an expert on this. So I understand now the relevance of the 7-on-7 space, right? So I understand people. But we only do big tournaments. So there's only we prize fighting. Like we ain't in the chitlin circuit with this. So I understand those. Now I can't say I understand any other stuff, but like anytime you're throwing the football and catching the football, that's relative to it. But I also don't have a problem with people running track. I do have a problem with people trying to force people to run track because everybody ain't you. So some of these kids are learning improper technique. So what is your thoughts on the high school level? I say if you don't have anything to do, I have no problem with it, but it's not as transferable to that we thought like it used to be. Because like if I go out there and you ain't teaching me how to run, only thing you're gonna make me do is pull my hamstring, in my opinion. If I'm running 100 meters or 200 meters, trying to do something like that. But what are your thoughts on two-sport athletes and even in recruiting? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
So I agree with pretty much most of what you just said. I think you have to have a good teaching. If you got somebody who actually kind of has a understanding of track and field and they're training properly, then I could see it making sense. Particularly for somebody who's like a borderline Division I football kid. Since we're talking about football kids in general,
right?
Now, for your boy, the damn alien wide receiver, it really ain't much of a benefit to him because he's already known as the top guy in the country.
If they had a good track coach, I would have told him to do track, like do jumps.
Right.
Like when I was explaining to him, like I was like, you only got to do 4 meets. It could be a Tuesday meet. You ain't doing shit on a Tuesday. Like just go over there. Like he wants to work out with football. Like he's a workout. Like bro. When I tell you, dog, you gotta come over here one day. And I'm just gonna let you meet him, hang out with him, dog. Like
yeah,
he's a different person, bro. Like he has premier performance. Like he can go train with this place called Cortex, where all the pros train, and go catch with NFL quarterbacks and all of this other stuff. But he genuinely likes working out with his friends.
Yeah,
like he don't want to be around a whole bunch of other people that he don't know. He like his teammates. So it's just like, but if like they would have hired my boy Gordon, he would have went out and did track. Because Gordon know how to coach. Gordon and Kelly, they ran it. They ran professional. And anyways, man, it was just I just wanted to get an opinion because I see people and I'd be like, man, because again, I tell people, I tell how old you are. By that, you have to run. You should force them to run track because now, like again, now we've had a bunch of we've had a lot of borderline guys. So like you remember Jay Lou, who ended up going to Memphis. 200 meter state champion, like I think back to back, and almost won the 100 last year. Could be a guy like that, borderline guy, but obviously he wanted to play football. We had a guy John, but John was just fast twitch. But that's why John had hamstring. Every year he pulled his hamstring toward the end of the year.
Yeah,
but he's a 22 mile per hour, 23 mile per hour guy. Like, and I was explaining to somebody, we have vests now. That almost counteract fully automatic time. So like I know that's why people wanted it, but like if you run like no haircut Nick running 11.5, who's one of the top prospects in the nation, is that helping? Is that 11.5, 11.1? Is that helping him? Or I don't know. Like
he at Carroll City?
Yeah, he just transferred to Carroll City. But I listen. I can tell you.
I would say if he was still at Northwestern, because I know Bang, and Bang's a pretty damn good track coach.
Gotcha.
And he's a football guy. I mean, this is a guy. His dad's a damn legend at UM for football. He went to UM for football, but he also ran track in high school. He ran track a little bit when he was at Miami. So he has a good understanding of track and field. I mean, he's one of the few guys I can say, in high school track that I know for a fact, like this dude's a pretty damn good track coach. So if old boy had stayed there and he was running track for Bain, I said, yeah, that could be a benefit because that 11.5 could easily be 10.5, 10.6 by the end of this season.
Right.
But I don't know who the coach is at Carroll City.
I don't know either, but I seen him in the sevens.
Receiver, him going out running that 11.5, if he don't get no better,
it ain't helping.
It could become a detriment for him. People could say, well, 11.5 ain't really fast. Like enough football coaches know and understand like kind of the parameter for fast is, especially football fast. If you're a wide receiver and you can't even break 11 seconds.
That's really what you're looking for, sub. And then now there's so many cats that's really good. Them kids running sub 10.5, like the top ones. But I can tell you this, I seen them in real life, dog. It ain't pretty. It ain't. That boy is diabolical. What he did in my corner, diabolical. I was like because somebody was talking trash to him. He's like, all right, just for that, you responsible for what happens to this child. And that kid gonna be good. My boy Zai gonna be good, but it ain't look good that day when we was at the sevens. We had to go up against Cam. Cam gonna have the best team because we sending them like 5 guys from off our team that are just cold like that. But anyways, man, I just wanted to hit you up. I was just thinking about seeing this girl with these times and just figured I'd get some insight on a couple other things.
Yeah, bro. Appreciate it, dog.
All right, man. Hey, Jace Kemp, Mandarin High. Pretty damn fast. JACE.
You telling me about, right?
Yep. Yeah, he's like our dude J. Lou, but better. In the 100. You hear me?
Yeah.
But he's not a real, he ain't a foot. Like he could get off this year, but he hasn't shown us anything on the football side. But that boy looked like he looked comfortable on that track. So
Yeah.
but just
I like that little dude. I gotta reach out to him. I just been fucking ripping the runner so damn much, and now things are kind of slowed down. Now we're going to the outdoor season. I gotta definitely pick on my 2020 because he's a junior, right?
Yeah, he'll be a 20.
Yeah, so
7.
now I'm all in on 2027. I'm pretty much done with 2026 outside of transfer portal kids. So
gotcha. All right, bro. Anything I can do to help you? Let me know.
Hey, bro.
Feels good to be able to just get some good dialogue. All right, my bad, Jay. I see you came back in. Let's go ahead and keep it moving.
Let's get to know the differences between the divisions. Thought this was a helpful infographic, especially if you know somebody coming up in the youth sports system. So if you take a look at FBS Division 1 on the far left, 138 schools, FCS 129, D2 164, D3 240. Take a look at the scholarship numbers, up to 105, up to 63, up to 36 and none. And Ivy and Pioneer League do not offer athletic aid. That's the little asterisk down there. Number of conferences 10, 13, 16, 25. Median undergrad enrollment 21K, 8, 2.3, and 1.7. Average attendance, you can see the big drop off right there, 42 to 8.5. Then you can see the students who are athletes 1 in 22, 1 in 11, 1 in 9, and 1 in 6, probably because the FBS school is so much larger than the other schools. But just wanted to share this with you all just so you can see the odds, the chances, and the numbers of these divisions right here, because not everybody ends up in FBS D1.
I didn't realize there was that many FCS schools, which is kind of crazy. Because when you look at how many full scholarships that you could get for D1 or bowl subdivision, it's like there is still more scholarships available on that level than FCS. So it's kind of crazy. But expectations of parents and student athletes is going to have to be what changes in order for the transfer portal and other things to not be what they were. You got to know what you are. And I really try to, like, I was having there's a beef that happened here because of 7-on-7, and the guy believes that his son was better than what he was. Man, his son got the opportunity of a lifetime to go to Army, go to West Point. And anybody who knows me knows I've discussed this about my kids. My goal isn't necessarily for Trey to follow in my footsteps or Kai to go to Florida State. I don't want him to I don't want to have to pay for school. But if I don't see, like, you can see certain things, right? The competitiveness and things. If I don't really know if he's going to the NFL like that, and I get a West Point, Annapolis, or get the opportunity to go to Colorado Springs for Air Force Academy, like, we're gonna go win in life. Like, it was a kid on our team, Caleb. His dad is actually in charge of Mayport Naval Base. Got an offer from Brown. Like, they're gonna figure out the money, the situation to where it's very minimal. And he was like, man, I want to go. I said, bitch, take your ass to fucking Brown. Go win in life. Get an Ivy League degree. Graduate. Get a real job. Get 6 figures coming out. You can make 6 figures for the rest of your life from 22, 23 through the rest of your life, or you can go chase a shot to make $1 million at once. And get banged up on your body and do a whole bunch of other stuff. And like, shoot, bro, I'm going to go win in life. If I could do it all over again, like, I know it look really wild in the world right now, but trust me, the more money they put into you, the less likely you are to die. So, like, But you get one of those jobs, like you get one of them degrees, you're really, really winning in life.
Next thing we got on our agenda is another graphic that you seem to have an issue with, but luckily, James, you weren't the only one online who had an issue with this. But ESPN decided to drop their top 50 quarterbacks of the 2000s, and it's a shame they got Jameis Solo at number 17. But what do you think about this list? And specifically, we're going to go from the top 10. Who deserves to be there through the rest of the names on this list.
I guess, what are the qualifications for, I hate list Twitter, by the way, anyway, but what are the qualifications on being in the top 50? Is it that they're just the most talented? Did they win? You know, what are some of the things? Because first, I'm going to go with Ken Dorsey at 43 is entirely too low. Like, that just means people don't know who Ken Dorsey was or how good he was. I'm going to also go with Carson Palmer being too low. Jason White, no, they lost. Oklahoma lost. No, that's the quarterback who beat us. And he won the Heisman Trophy, if I remember correctly. He needs to be higher. Regardless of how you feel about Stetson Bennett, he won 2 natties, if I remember correctly. He needs to be higher. Tua Tagovailoa needs to be higher. Matt Leinart needs to be higher. Excuse me. So we got Jameis needs to be higher. I know I'm missing somebody. Robert Griffin III, that high? No. So it feels like they tried to take into consideration Heisman Trophy winners to make them higher.
I mean, 50 isn't.
Well, I mean, just take the top one. Let's just go. So since 2000s, it's 2026. So 26 of these guys should be who was the best quarterback during that time, that year. Yes. Like Fernando Mendoza is really revisionist history. Indiana was cool and all, and they were good, but like that motherfucker wasn't better than Jameis. He wasn't better than Matt Leinart. He wasn't better than, you know, and again, it's just some of these guys I really question. Like Diego Pavia, like he's better than Rex Grossman. Did you not watch Rex Grossman? Like Rex Grossman was on a Florida team that 2000, like, we whooped their ass in 2002, but that 2001 Florida team, like they're saying that was regarded as one of the pretty good teams. Like he probably should have won the Heisman that year. I'm with Cam. Cam Newton was good for a year. Again, Cam Newton was good for a year. Tim Tebow was good for 3 of his 4 years. Deshaun Watson was really good over 4 years. T-Law, Jameis, I think both lost a combined 2 games. I'll give Kellen Moore top 15 because he was that guy at Boise, and Boise was never, like, Boise has always been considered the top of the mid majors. I'm a little befuddled by the list. But
Fuck it.
yeah. But that list is, that's why, but it served its purpose. Everybody's gonna have a guy that they're gonna be like, what? Like, or you didn't list my guy, so I have to hate your list and I have to talk bad about it.
That's all you got to do.
We need to start doing that again. Like, just fine. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT or Claude AI, by the way, people. That is the best AI. Just start give me some controversial sports list Twitter that I could just put up and make people angry. But all right, well, we got get more reason why I'm going to be pro athlete being paid.
Ohio State. Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
Now go ahead.
Ohio State defensive coordinator Matt Patricia will make $3.75 million in 2026, making him the highest paid assistant in the country. It's a 3-year deal that jumps to $3.85 million, gets $100,000 more in year 2.
You know, here's the thing. We've got everybody arguing. So it used to be a progression, right? You coach college and then you graduate to go to the NFL, right? Just do your different things. That was the goal. Like we're sitting here, Matt, saying, why they're student athletes and the trade-off is to get your education. It's not enough money to pay them. You need to stop being a career college athlete and go get a job. We have Matt Patricia, who's a former NFL coach, who's probably about to get paid close to what he got paid to coach in the NFL. This used to be good college head coach money. Are we going to use the same idiot logic on assistants? Why don't you go be a head coach? Stop hogging it. Stop being a career coordinator. Go get a real job. That doesn't make sense at all, right? Like, I personally, James Coleman, am not hating on Matt Patricia as being a coach. But goddamn, dog, almost like it's going to be with bonuses and all the other shit, it's going to be $4 million. I remember not too long ago, it was insane to pay an assistant coach $1 million. Now you can get 4 times that. But we have a problem with the kid. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. If put caps on coaches spending, and then you come talk to me. Put caps on coaches spending, then we can go talk about the young athletes not getting paid too much. I will be with you once we do that. But until that happens, man, get out of here. Primo Louis asked me. I mean, I didn't intend on it, but we can do a tournament bracket. I honestly don't know anything about anything going on. I can put one up. And then my man Dev asked, we did a West Florida swing this year. We didn't go to Charleston this year. We went over to Pensacola. But this is $3.75 million is a lot, dog.
Even the evolution, like who do you think is in the past 10 years the best coach you've seen? Let's say past 20 years, right? Has it evolved so much that these coaches deserve more money? The athletes have evolved. The athletes have gotten better. Their entertainment has become more. But the coaches have stayed the same. You put a coach from today against a coach from 5 years ago and say that coach would 5 years ago coach just because of the advancement in the game?
Nah, I think the only thing that I would suggest, because Ohio State is clearly a school that can afford to do this, you pay the coaches so that they don't leave. And what will win more in this NIL transfer portal era is continuity in staff, because of the way that the calendar is based.
Right.
Like, you have to have your early signing period. You have to have your class done before early signing period, which they need to get rid of. Get rid of early signing period. You can still keep a lot of the things in place that were there beforehand. You can still because the only thing you have to sign is your financial aid letter. So that's how guys were going to college early anyway, before early signing period. So you can still solidify your class in January with their financial aid, with their grant and aid packages. And then, but if something happens, because the only thing you have to do to guarantee that you go to the school is sign grant and aid. You can go and then coaches can leave to go do whatever they need to do, but like you want to make sure this coach doesn't leave. Like $3.75 million is a lot. Like, so that means if Florida State fires Mike Norvell and they want to go get Matt Patricia, you got to give him money comparable to a national championship winning coach to move him off of $3.75 million. Now you can't pay me $5 million to be the head coach at Florida State when I'm making 3.75 and I only coach one side of the ball.
There's no real merit reasons why this price increase.
Well, happens. I mean, he's good. He's got a resume, and he's a national champion winning defensive coordinator.
What's he compared to Jimbo is what I'm saying. Why are coaches getting paid so much more now than before, just on the increase of games, when the increase of games affects the bodies that actually play?
No, it's just the money. It's more money in the sport than there ever has been, which is why when everybody's like, what happened to the sport I loved? It's getting better every day.
Yeah, there's no meritocracy.
It's literally money. More like the way we measure wins is money. And there's never been more money. There's so much money in the game now that they sued for it, but they could give away 22%, a 22% profit share with the football players and still not miss a beat.
Right.
Except for they crying that they would have spent more money. But again, 20 years ago, my coach made $2.5 million. It was the highest paid coach in college football. And he's considered one of the greatest coaches to have ever coached.
That's my point.
And he made $2.5 million as a head coach. This guy is making 3.75. He makes $1.25 million more than Bobby did.
Right.
So, again, the benefits of more money being in the game, it being never being more popular than what it is now,
means the white man gets paid more. There's no merit-based argument you can have for not giving the players money. Is my main.
There is nothing. The only reason is just because we don't want to.
Right.
That is the only reason they have to not pay players. There's no reason. And again, it's the same arguments that happened when NFL free agency came. Again, this is not hate on Matt Patricia, get paid. But at the same time, it's like, hey, the thing about the old days, then what's the old days? That's the only thing you can say. Well, I'm not hating on it. I want the players to get paid. I want the coaches to get paid.
If they want things to go back, they would have to take a pay
go
cut
back.
Too.
Yeah, go back.
You can't get that.
You can't, yeah. Wait a minute, hold up. I just wanted them to not get paid. I like my team. Again, I say this: put coaches on merit-based things. Cap coaches at $5 million that participate in the NCAA, and you can bonuses. You can do whatever bonus and incentive structure that you want to do to get those coaches back up to the $10 million. But I just believe there needs to be a cap on what the guaranteed money is, because it doesn't make any sense. There is no coordinator that is worth more than $1 million. There's no assistant that is worth more than $1 million. But all this makes me mad that I decided that I wanted to be a family man and a father, and I did not take the path which was granted to me, because this is how little money coaches were making not too long ago. I said I couldn't coach for that little bit of money, because you're on the road. They had expense accounts because they recruited, but like now I look at this, I'm like, shit, bro, I should have, man. Shoot. I wouldn't have wanted to be a head coach. I'd have just wanted to be a running back coach. Pay me $1 million. I'll get every running back that I want every year. I get whoever else you want me to get too. You know why? Because I'm fucking cheating. I'm looking for red JEA letters and 3-day pay to vacates. If they don't have that on their door, I don't want them.
Do they ever give the head coach a certain amount of money and say, here, you hire your own staff?
That's basically what it comes down to.
So they can choose.
They can choose how they have a choice in it, and then the agents like negotiate the rest.
Okay.
But like, it is highly ironic in all of this, man. But it's anyways, looks like Jaden got more creeper behavior.
Ohio State President Ted Carter has resigned as of March 9th after informing trustees about an inappropriate relationship the school announced. So,
you know, one thing I'll tell on me before I let you tell on me. I'll burn this whole motherfucker down. And that's basically what this man did. Like, he did the difference between him and Sherrod Moore is that, all right, snitch then. I'm just going to no longer be the president, and now you don't have anything. It's like, it's the logic of, sometimes the side chick is the most protected chick in the industry. It does not understand it. The reason, and women do not cheat better than men. Men just understand roles. Like, again, like we talk about, I was a role player in a really good dynasty. Like, other people role play. Like, you know your role and you can flourish in your role. Men play roles all the time. Like, men know what it's like to be subservient, because at a certain point, we're not always the leader. We have to follow somebody. But right now, apparently, this side chick got besides herself. And women want to be the main for whatever reason, and just not even realizing that you're here. Like, you're the side chick because of the main. And now you want to be the main knowing that there's probably going to be a side chick. But, this guy stepped out. But all in all, my mindset, is he a good president? And I don't know. That is a cold ass Letterman jacket though. But if he is a good president, what does his personal life have to do with this? Like, can somebody, you cannot legislate morality. Let's just take whatever your moral position is away from this. When in the history of man has a little bit of pussy or a little bit of dick from whatever they're doing, whatever, preventing somebody from doing their job effectively? Like, if that's affecting his job, then fire him. But like, I don't want you stepping down because of that. I'm just going to be like, all right, could you please not embarrass us? Don't let me get sued. But outside of that, like, I don't understand this.
Yeah, I'm reading. It says, like, implicitly he didn't spend funds on her. So I'm trying to look for, thing that buries him most. But I guess it's just image.
Yeah, that's the only. All right.
Hard to say power dynamic, because she's just a podcaster. Podcast about the military school connection. Nothing where I can see he holds a immense amount of power over. Oh, says Carter spent $238 on Ubers with trips to the airport, hotel, and event. The records note that Gaffin Go Rodeo covered his hotel fee. So yeah.
So a couple $100. Man, yeah, that's crazy.
here's an interesting graphic as well. So these are the Power 4 college teams that have the longest active droughts of not having a wide receiver with 1,000-yard season. You got NC State at the bottom with 2018. West Virginia got some other teams as well. Then moving over to the left column, you have Utah kicking it off in 2013. And you got Florida all the way in 2002 with Taylor Jacobs as the last wide receiver.
That's a name for you, Florida State fans. His sons are pretty good. They go to Lincoln. They're still in Tallahassee. That's how I know the goons ain't gooning. My bad. You can't say that no more. I forgot.
Whoa, pause. Whoa. Whoa.
The Y, well, the ON, I don't even know who would be the ones to get them. they ain't getting him no more, man, because Jake walking around freely in Tallahassee, with everybody know what he did. Georgia 2002 was crazy too. Like, this is the wildest stuff. Like, so this is how I know the bag was bagging back in the day. And like people are, and even now, and people are still not paying attention to this. Cam Coleman went to Auburn willingly when the money was similar to everywhere else. Knowing they ain't had ain't no wide receiver came out of Auburn in his lifetime. And hold on, Kai. But knowing nobody has come out in his lifetime, my lifetime, I was 99, I was in high school. 2002, my freshman year. Georgia Tech, 2009, they had to have a mutant in 2009 for that to happen. Like, I'm Florida State. I'm not losing a head-up battle with any of these guys for wide receiver. There's nothing you could, like, they just don't do it. Doesn't matter who's there. It just doesn't happen. And yet, that's crazy. Like, it just, I am now, again, big Mike Norvell fan. I don't like the losses, but I like Mike Norvell, the guy. It does really make me question recruiting at this point. Like, what are we saying to these people to like just make them be like, nah, son, nah. It ain't just money. It's more than just money. So Miami just had 1,000. Was the dude with the lip? Was he the 1,000, the all-time leading receiver? Yeah, Reposado. Was he the 1,000-yard guy?
I believe.
And if that was your 1,000-yard guy, he didn't get drafted. And you get stuffed in the locker with this. This is why people get mad at you guys for recruiting.
This AI telling me Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle are the most.
That's
sorry,
the Dolphins.
Yeah,
that's the Dolphins. Yeah.
Miami.
Okay, it could be Berrios, but again, he's like.
Yeah, Malachi Tony. That might.
Oh, so this year, Malachi Tony set the record
with 1,211 yards. Xavier Restrepo was 23 and 24. He had 1,000 yards each, over 1,000 yards those seasons. And then 2021 was a guy, Charleston Rambo.
Okay, like I just want to put this in
history with multiple 1,000 yards.
I'm gonna put this in perspective. Malachi Tony did it. He had with his yards, right? He's only the 7th player in program history to get over 1,000 yards receiving. There's some good ass wide receivers that have come out of Miami, and you can't out recruit that. That's wild.
Now we're on to the Jaguars. So first things first, let's start with the biggest news since we do have a lot to cover. And I think a lot of people want to hear what your thoughts are on these trades and situations. First things first, Devin Lloyd is going to the Panthers. We need a joint episode with Quick Blitz, and Devin Lloyd's getting that 3-year, $45 million deal with 25 fully guaranteed. What does this do for the Panthers defense, James, since they were the NFC South winners last season?
Definitely an upgrade if Devin brings what they're supposed to bring. But if it was only $15 million to get Devin Lloyd, he ain't asked for a lot. That's a good pickup by the Panthers.
Also, as well, we do have some more news, and we now know the correct pronunciation of his last name because it's been going viral ever since he touched down in New Orleans. But Saints are giving Travis Achan a 4-year, $52 million deal. So this is, if I'm not mistaken, 18 million a year with the 52 $13 million per year. So all HN was asking for was 13, and then all Lloyd was asking for was $15 million per year as well, James. If you take the average value of the salary. The math isn't mathing.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that means, but we didn't really make any really crazy splashes in free agency so far, and you know, okay, all right, well that makes sense. We don't have we only have 8 million in cap space. That Josh Allen restructuring, that Arik Armstead, like that's a lot of money on the books. Yeah. We yeah, that's kind of, yeah. So between having T Law 24, like these are where the money is kind of tied up, where it kind of gets a little funny. You got Josh Allen, Arik Armstead, and Trayvon Walker. So your three biggest cap hits are on your D line, and you know Arik hasn't really given. And then my bad, then Devin Hamilton right after that. So like four. All right, whew. Yeah, that's wild. So I thought Eric, I don't know why I thought he was done this year, but I guess not. And then they've got a lot still on the dead cap, so they would have to restructure a lot of stuff. They just don't have the bandwidth, I guess, to have kept those guys and been able to still do what they need to do with the rookies. So, whew, that's tough.
Moving along, we got some more news from the Jags, and this is about Buster Brown. Monteric Buster Brown is staying in Jacksonville on a 3-year, $33 million deal. He's a 2022 7th round pick, and he did not want to leave Jacksonville. So Buster is back on that defense for the Jags. Were you a fan of his game last year, James?
I just think our secondary was just okay. I would have liked to have seen one more upgrade, but if the entirety of the defense plays like they played in that back end, they should be fine. But you do have to replace the Devin Lloyd, and there's a few other pieces. Fabio, I believe, has left us, which is okay. But you got to replace. You have to have some guys step up and replace some people.
Jags have re-signed actually linebacker Dennis Gardick as well. Something I saw that they reposted.
He made some good plays last year down the stretch. I'm good, I guess, for depth. Don't really care enough. Not going to pretend to care enough. Like good. I think that's not a bad signing. Re-signing, excuse me.
Super excited about this pickup by the Jags. Did sign former Washington running back Chris Rodriguez to a 2-year, $10 million deal with $6.2 million guaranteed. So Rodriguez gets $6.2 million fully guaranteed and can make up to 12 with incentives as well. I did see a chart that's been circulating around with the most with the top running backs with the highest success rate as a running back, and Chris Rodriguez was up there as well, along with a lot of running backs. James Gladstone has had some contact with, so he likes these high success running backs, and Chris Rodriguez on that list as well. And I think with the Jags running back, either Tutton or LeQuint, can't remember which one, but looks like there's going to be some connection with Rodriguez and Wonder Boy here. So hopefully he can do well for the Jaguars.
Okay. I'm okay with it.
This is Wonder Boy, aka James Gladstone, and this is him talking about his free agent philosophy. Let's see what you think of this, James.
A higher volume of draft capital is what we're hunting up, and those compensatory picks.
Turn it up a little bit.
High-priced free agents of ours ended up signing elsewhere. Well-deserved contracts. I mean, a lot of guys that had already announced his signing, and they did their part, put themselves in really sound positions.
Just mirrors are going in and out.
Excited for all those guys. In return, by not signing any outside free agents, we recoup 2027 draft capital. And I think on its surface, you would think, oh, okay, you're going to get picks in 2027. Whereas in reality, those draft picks and having more of them actually allows you the luxury of remaining in the hunt at different intervals throughout the entire calendar year for acquiring players. You think about training camp a year ago and using a day 3 pick to acquire a wide receiver in Tim Patrick. You think about ahead of the trade deadline and being able to use 2 picks on day 3 to acquire
There's gonna be an echo of that.
Kobe Myers. Without that draft capital at your disposal, you may not be as willing or able to relinquish some of those future picks. So by building that up now, it'll
And I heard basically what I'm hearing is that you have to be able to balance it. You got guys that you picked last year that you like. I'd rather invest in paying those guys and then keeping my draft capital. Is that the gist of it, Jaden?
Yes, he said
Okay,
he said for the compository picks, those would be kind of more valuable assets since you can leverage that all throughout the football calendar year, having those picks in your back pocket pretty much. Not getting anybody in free agency as well with those compository picks. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, one thing I'll say is he has a plan. And if he has a plan, you just gotta execute it. I mean, shit is working right now, so it's worked well until it hasn't. So we just gotta keep seeing him continue to pound the pavement, see what they do. The proof will be in the pudding next year.
Let's talk about Max Crosby because we got a lot of news to discover. So we're gonna pick up right at the beginning first. Max Crosby did announce he was getting traded, or the news broke that he was getting traded to the Baltimore Ravens, but the Raiders say the Ravens have backed out of the trade agreement for Max Crosby, according to a team statement. Las Vegas had initially agreed to trade Max Crosby to Baltimore in exchange for 2026 and 2027 first round picks, but the news broke that Max Crosby did not pass his physical today, per sources, and the Ravens get their first round picks back. That's key for the Ravens getting their first round picks back. We got some more news on a new Ravens player as well. We're going to touch up on that. But before we do, we're going to come back to Max Crosby. He's back with the Raiders now, and it's just a whole fiasco that happened. Definitely a 180 from the events that ensued. But, man, this was just an odd situation. Max Crosby did have surgery recently, I would say within a year. So I don't know how this fiasco happened, how he didn't get past his physical and everything like that. But man, just a sticky situation. And whew, just I don't know how he walks back into the Raiders locker room. James, what are your thoughts on this situation, especially Max Crosby's POV?
I mean, Max Crosby was ready to get out. He did his part. They traded him. I mean, out of his wishes, but like they're the ones who did. This is the business of the game. So like, if he's an asset that they got to play with, then they got to play with him. Like, but or find somebody else because again, they're saying that it's BS and shenanigans, but they got to figure it out. So, but Max Crosby, shoot, he a good player. Got to get what you can get out of him.
So Max Crosby says on his podcast that he didn't see the Ravens GM Eric DeCosta or head coach Jesse Minter during the first 5 hours of his visit at the Ravens. And when he finally met with DeCosta, the GM, the energy fell off. DeCosta then informed him that they had concerns about his medicals, and Crosby was shocked by this. And Crosby said his surgeon later called him and told him to listen what they were saying. Quote, they know you had your surgery 9 weeks ago. You'll be back by training camp, unquote. And that's the last of it. So,
well, Sportsmart brought up a good point. Like the crazy part is they brought in Hendrickson and found out they can get him for less. So like I'd take Hendrickson over Crosby though. If I'm being for real, unless you can get both, but clearly they couldn't. So
keeping your draft picks is key. That's something the Ravens have good going for them, especially, yes, that was a player I was talking about, Trey Hendrickson, getting signed to the Ravens. Going to go ahead and dive into that now because Ravens and Hendrickson have reached a deal on a 4-year, $112 million contract. Hendrickson did stay in the AFC North. Sucks for the Bengals, his former teammates, because he's getting a chance to play them twice a year, bare minimum. So, man, James, like you said, get to keep their picks, and it's going to be cheaper. So, why not get Trey Hendrickson?
It's a win-win. And good white DN. This is pure white. This isn't one of the whites, the seasoned whites. Trey is a lot different. But that's crazy though that he's gonna like, and you get a guy who knows the offensive line for one of your opponents. Like you get away with a lot of stuff in practices because you know you're so used to going up against that guy, so you can beat him. So like now you got a guy that you could just like what his moves are. So it's kind of cool for the Ravens, almost getting the inside man.
Gino is back in the NYC, James.
This is gonna work for Gino. I don't think Gino got this one in him. But if anybody can help the Jets, it's Gino.
So the Raiders are sending QB Geno Smith and QB Geno Smith and the 2026 7th round pick to the New York Jets in exchange for a 2026 6th round pick per ESPN sources. Smith returns to the team for which he started his NFL career for in 2013. It's wild to think about Geno's journey from the Jets to the Seahawks to the Raiders and now back to the team that drafted him. And for you guys, we do have the list of Jets starting quarterbacks since 2013. And let's take a look at this wild list and how it all comes full circle. So, Geno Smith, Michael Vick, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Bryce Petty, Josh McCown, Sam Darnold, Luke Falk, Trevor Siemian, Joe Flacco, Zach Wilson, Mike White, Tim Boyle, Aaron Rodgers, Justin Fields, Tyrod Taylor, Brady, Cook. Now it's all coming back full circle to Geno Smith securing that bag from the Ravens. And Novig posted this post that did kind of go viral. And you can see right here. So the Seahawks, the different bird squad, went from Geno to Sam Darnold, and now the Raiders are going from Geno to Fernando, and they're predicting the Jets will go from Geno to Arch Manning. But James, since you're back, I wanted to share this with you. Look at the list of Jets starting quarterbacks since 2013, and I already read the list once, and I don't even think I can read that list twice because these lists of QBs are just so putrid. But man, the Jets have had some starters since 2013, and now it all comes back full circle for the Jets.
I mean, some of them, like Fitz, I think they did decent with him. Aaron, yeah, those are some bad quarterbacks. Those aren't really good. Those aren't keepers right there. I can promise you that. So that stinks.
That definitely does stink for the Jets, but their fans are used to it. Let's go with the Seahawks and talk about two players specifically on this squad. That is Tariq Woolen and Rashid Shaheed as well. So Tariq Woolen actually becomes the first outside free agent the Eagles have signed in free agency. Woolen goes from the team that won the Super Bowl to the team that won the Super Bowl the year prior because he reached a one-year deal worth up to $15 million with the Philadelphia Eagles. So
I like Shefty's thing per me, and Jeremy Fowler.
Yes, Adam
everybody
Schefter.
know that it's a cosign.
Right,
And
definitely
Aiden confirmed the deal. That's funny.
What are your thoughts on Tariq Woolen? A good piece for that Seattle defense on the Philadelphia Eagles secondary.
Again, the only other organization that I believe handles free agency and the draft so well would be the Eagles. Even though they do have the one of the better game managers and quarterback, not a top 10 quarterback, which is proven this year. But I do enjoy, like I said, I like what they've been able to accomplish and what they've been doing.
Next, we have Rashid Shaheed. So the Seahawks are bringing back wide receiver Rashid Shaheed on a 3-year, $51 million deal that includes 34.7 guaranteed. So Seattle traded a 4th and 5th round pick to get Rashid Shaheed last year, had him for its end of season run and postseason run to the Super Bowl. Now gives him that 3-year, $51 million deal. Definitely an electric player for the Seahawks for sure, and definitely makes you put your antennas up when you're got a plan for this guy. So shout out to Rashid Shaheed. Shout out to him as well.
Mm-hmm. I mean, especially if you got a guy who's your obviously it's gonna be your second or your third. We all know who that Nick Jigba is over there, but you definitely want somebody who can make people pay when they try to shut him out of the game, and I think that's something an upgrade for him.
Speaking of the Eagles, James, one of the exciting whites, one half of the Exciting Whites podcast with Cooper DeJean, is out of Philly. So former Eagles safety Reed Blankenship is signing with the rivals, the Ops, with the Houston Texans on a 3-year, $24.75 million deal.
Milk check. That's all I got to say, Trevor. T-Law, you see him there. We got to make his day long, even though we know he's going to do all the little things right. He's going to be the first person on the field, last person off, more sudden than fast, hard worker, all the things that everybody says about, white DBs. We'll get from Reed. But sad times. They're breaking up the diversity, the DEI hires.
So the Steelers are actually signing Rico Dowdle. The Panthers running back Dowdle has had back-to-back 1,000-yard rushing season. Now finds a new home. I know his touches varied towards the end of the season last year with Chuba getting more of that bump and seeing a lot more production on the field than Dowdle because one would argue of the lack of touches. But it looks like he's finding a new home under first-year Steelers head coach Mike McCarthy as well. He's going to be part of that situation in Pittsburgh as well.
I mean, Mike uses his running backs. Good situation for him to continue to have productive seasons, and if he stays healthy, that next contract after this will be pretty healthy. But you knew that was Chuba's team, and they were going to go back to him. So it's a good business move for Rico.
Next thing we got on the list to discuss is for any Patriots fans out there. We got some news concerning you guys because the Patriots are signing wide receiver Romeo Doubs to a 4-year, $70 million deal, according to Ian Rappaport, aka at Rap Sheet. Is this something the Patriots needed, James, at that wide receiver position?
I would have thought they needed somebody a little bit more exciting than Romeo Doubs. But then again, I mean, Stephen Diggs was exciting in name only.
Yeah.
I just think this further shows, I know Pop. I think Pop signed a new deal this year.
Absolutely.
Or is up for one or something like that. But it just shows that they really have kind of faith in what they got, or what they're gonna look for in the draft is another guy that they can, pull up. But this is truly the Patriot way. They are running this like the old school thing, and it had success this year. And the only team, it's a one team to beat in the division, and that's the Bills. The Bills and the Dolphins have the worst wide receiver room in the history of the NFL. And who am I missing? And the Jets are the Jets. So really, this is just beat the Bills and you win your division.
Not exciting, but it's not enough.
Yeah, I mean, this is damn, I forgot our guy's name. It's like when we traded for a number 2, a career number 3, and he became a number 1 for us. It worked, but it's still not oh, wow, yeah. Geez, yeah, the defensive coordinators are going to be shaking in their boots because of Romeo Doubs. But it's more so the system. So, you hope everything goes well, and you'll see.
Moving along, we got some more news as well. And James, looks like, speaking of Miami, your boy is a dirty bird. Tua, the former Dolphins quarterback, plans to sign or did sign a 1-year deal with the Atlanta Falcons. The move now will give the Falcons 2 left-handed quarterbacks, Tagovailoa and Michael Penix, heading into the 2026 season. James, both of these athletes are injury prone at quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons. Michael Penix, we know since college, have definitely been dealing with below the waist leg injury specifically, and with Tua and his concussion protocol-ness, it can kind of be difficult to gauge how long you can have with these quarterbacks. So I guess that's why that 1-year deal is so important. And also, too, they're not expecting Tua to, do his thing because he's kind of been on the decline lately.
How? 1-year deal. So 1-year deal doesn't hurt. Bolster your just in case. And that means they have no expectations. So this is still Michael Penix's team. But it's just one quarterback. It's kind of follow the yellow brick road. You got one, was it? The Scarecrow ain't had no heart. Is it the Cowardly Lion? The Scarecrow didn't have a brain.
Yeah.
And then what was the Tin Man?
I thought
Maybe he didn't have a heart. The Cowardly Lion and the brain. So right now he's the Scarecrow. We know he ain't got no brain. His brain is smooth. It's just smooth. Penix just ain't got no kneecaps. or like we just got to get his legs right. So they still don't have nothing, but that's crazy. That again, the two worst divisions in the NFL are the AFC East and the NFC South. Up for grabs. Anybody can win those. But Tua just his family don't love him, man. Like you made enough money. Like it's just you're gonna die soon. So like let's just live our best lives. Like he's playing for somebody and it ain't himself.
Sorry, guys. I don't know. James, is your X working? Is it just mine? Or I was wondering if you were on X to see if it was up because all this stuff is not getting a chance to load. But
The thing I'll say is that we definitely, it ain't opposed to no. Did you have something else with Tua? Or you going
no,
to the
no,
next
I
one?
was gonna just continue on with more news, but yeah, I don't know why this. Let me make
It took
sure.
me to my pet. Oh. Yeah, it said errors occurred.
Okay, got you.
Yeah, Twitter's down.
Got you.
Fun. DMs are working though.
Let me see.
Yeah, nothing's loading right now.
Got you. Well, I can plug you guys in the best way I can right now so we can move along. But let's talk about Mike Evans. So, Mike Evans is no longer a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. So he is a San Francisco 49ers. He signed a 3-year deal with the Niners. So a lot of people are wondering how he's gonna pan out with the whole generators and health situation over there in the 49ers camp. But he did sign a 3-year deal with one of the NFL's most accomplished wide receivers. So congratulations, Mike Evans. He is now a San Francisco 49er, not going to be in the state of Florida anymore. So
It is going to be weird. He's one of the best receiver to not make any noise. Like just consistent 1,000-yard seasons. Got a Super Bowl. Like everybody's gonna be like, all right, he's got to be Hall of Fame, and everybody's gonna be like, was Mike Evans? Then you're gonna go back and look like, yeah. But at no point have you heard people want to be OBJ? They wanted to be Stephen Diggs. I just realized, actually, maybe they are shoving it down our throats. People be like that homosexual stuff. They be just putting it in our face, watching the shot, watching this stuff. Now I'm thinking about who the best wide receivers were. All the zesty ones. Like just a good man's man wide receiver. Nobody gives them props like a Mike Evans. At no point have you been like, man, let me get a Mike Evans jersey, unless you're a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan. You got to be a diva. But nah, he's just a really good. Like it's weird to not see him in a Buccaneers uniform.
Started out a lot of drops. I think everybody has kind of forgotten it. I don't way people remember my.
I just think he just doesn't have. He's just a work guy, a workhorse. A lot, man. Just functional, man.
Travis Kelce is returning to the Chiefs on a 1-year, $12 million deal. So he's returning to the gridiron. So this is his 14th season in the NFL, and it looks like he's chasing that chicken. Shout out to Travis Kelce returning to the Chiefs. And speaking of tight ends, James. Isaiah Likely, the former Ravens tight end, agreed to a 3-year, $40 million contract with the New York Giants, which can reach up to 47.5 with incentives. 3-year, $40 million deal for Isaiah Likely, Ravens tight end. Just wanted to let y'all know about that. And also about the Miami situation. Since Tua is out, they got a new quarterback, Malik Willis. Malik Willis signed a 3-year, $67.5 million contract with the Miami Dolphins, featuring $45 million in guaranteed money and an average annual value of $22.5 million.
I think that's going to be this is going to be the new wave with quarterbacks eventually. It's kind of almost like college. Like they're going to devalue drafting unless you're truly elite quarterbacks, because they've seen so many busts. So many guys are going to not be good. So now you're going to go and get a guy who's a few years removed, that has at least an understanding of the NFL, that knows how the game is to be played. You'll pay him that second just enough in the second contract to still be able to try to do other different things and then move forward. What I think Miami's going to try to do is they're treating him like they drafted a quarterback, and they're going to, like a rookie quarterback, and they're going to put a lot of draft capital behind him. Matter of fact, how old is Malik Willis?
Malik Willis is, let me see, 26.
Oh shit, he's the same age as a lot of these rookies. Like, how old is Carson? Is 24, I believe, right?
He should be, since I'm 1 year younger.
23. He'll be 24 in
November.
Mendoza.
He's like 22.
Yeah, he's 22. He'll be 23 this year. But so he's only a few years older than, or he might be the same age as Jaden Daniels now. So you can bring him in if you see some progress, or you're going in the direction that you want to go. You know you got your quarterback for the future. Actually, you know what would be crazy? Tank and get Jeremiah Smith, because he'll be in next year's draft. There are a bunch of wide receivers coming up. The problem is the quarterback play is just really just mid when you think about it. Like, nobody is taking the time to develop quarterbacks. It's just on to the next one and hoping you put enough athletes around them to make them stick, which I think is just not a really good strategy. Even just the way they're bouncing around in college is just like, you don't know what anybody can do.
Kenneth Walker is now a former Seahawk. James, the Super Bowl LX MVP, is now a Kansas City Chief.
Oh, God.
So Kenneth Walker III signed a 3-year, $43.05 million contract with the Chiefs, included $28.7 million guaranteed and $13 million in signing bonus. He became one of the highest running backs with a 14.35 average annual value following his departure from the Seattle Seahawks. So it looks like he's going to be assisting the Chiefs while Patrick Mahomes is still dealing with this injury. But we got some more news about the Chiefs, James, because one of your personal favorites at the QB position as a Steeler is now going to the Chiefs, because they need some help in that quarterback position, and Justin Fields is looking to fill in that void. Justin Fields was traded to the Chiefs by the Jets for a 2027 6th-round pick. So he's going to be joining Kenneth Walker III. They're going to be getting some familiarity. But Justin Fields is going to be a Chiefs, hoping to alleviate some of the pressures while Patrick Mahomes is recovering.
Man, I think loading them up. That's the one thing they haven't really had is a consistent explosive run game. But now you add him and with some of the guys they already have, and weapons that can catch the ball out of the backfield. I think you just gave Patrick Mahomes what he really needed.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think Hollywood Brown as well, the former Chiefs wide receiver, is now a Philadelphia Eagle. Yeah, he signed a 1-year contract with the Eagles worth up to $6.5 million. So just wanted to let everybody know that as well. And we got to shout out Jalen Phillips going back to the NFC South, because Jalen Phillips signed a 4-year, $120 million contract with the Carolina Panthers. So he was on the Eagles, but now he's getting that 4-year, $120 million contract courtesy of the Panthers. So Panthers stacking up on that defensive side of the ball, James. So they're looking to make some damage out there in Carolina.
They're willing to make a run. They gotta keep pushing. While the division is down, that's when you got to start really solidifying your position.
I like your choice of words, solidifying your position, because Alec Pierce of the Indianapolis Colts excuse me, has made his position solid, because he reached an agreement with the Colts for a 4-year, $116 million contract extension. So this deal includes $84 million in guarantees with 26 in signing bonus. So man, he is getting that bread, an average annual value of $29 million for Alec Pierce. Whew.
Yeah.
He is getting that bread. Shout out to whoever his agent is, man. Shout out to Alec Pierce. But he is in the division, so it's all hate as well. So
Ooh. Also, Twitter's working again. Cool.
okay, let me get our way back over to Twitter. But Cam Hayward is staying with the Steelers, so he signed a 1-year, $18 million contract extension with the Steelers to keep him in that black and yellow, black and gold. I know a lot of people say it's one or the other, but the Steelers are also signing somebody who is on the Colts, Michael Pittman Jr. at wide receiver. Gonna share this with you guys as well. So hopefully him and DK Metcalf can get some bodies together on that field. But the Michael Pittman deal was a 3-year, $59 million deal after the trade from the Colts. So shout out to him getting that money. We saw him at the Nike event, James. He was there. I don't know if you remember seeing him, but yep, he was definitely there. So shout out to him on getting that bag. I know he was looking for a deal at that time we saw him, so finally got that deal. Shout out to him. And we got a shout out to one of the more memed characters in football, definitely Laramie Tunsil, because he actually signed a new deal as well, returning to the Commanders, staying on that squad. Give me a second. Gonna get my Twitter situated for you guys right quick. But yes, Laramie Tunsil is signing a 2-year, $60.2 million extension with the Commanders. So shout out to him. There are $61.5 million in guarantees, including the biggest signing bonus for an offensive lineman at $32.5 million. Tunsil was the NFL's first $20 million per year offensive lineman. He was the league's first $25 million per year offensive lineman, and now the first $30 million offensive lineman. So man, he has been on a roller coaster from his infamous draft video to now. He's been breaking records either off or, on the field. But man, shout out to him.
Getting that good smoke.
Getting that good smoke for real. Getting that good smoke for real. He is definitely shattering records. And James, no more angry runner in Kansas City. So, with their acquisition of Kenneth Walker, they do not need Isaiah Pacheco. So the Lions are signing RB running back Isaiah Pacheco. It's a 1 year, $1.81 million fully guaranteed deal for Pacheco. Definitely think that's a little bit low. What do you think, James?
He must be just really just trying to go somewhere where he can get his reps up and then get out. But man, that's basically what his grill cost in his mouth when we were at the Super Bowl. I think he's a better running back than 1.8 million, but hey, you are what the market dictates. So there goes that.
Yep, you are worth what you negotiate. So, speaking of negotiations, shout out to Danny Dimes, aka Indiana Jones, because the Colts and QB Daniel Jones reached an agreement on a 2-year contract that it's a 2-year, $88 million deal that can be worth up to $100 million, as Schultz reported. So it looks like Indy is going with their QB for a little bit. They got that 2-year deal for Danny Dimes. They like what he saw before the injury, before the ACL, if I'm not mistaken, or Achilles, injury against the Jaguars. But James, they're going with Danny Dimes, and if you're the Colts, would you do this too?
He did really well for them last year until people kind of figured him out. Well, and he got hurt. But if you feel he's going to make the full recovery and you feel like you're going to be able to get out of him what you got like last year for the next 2 years, this is still worth it. And it puts you're still not even in, if I believe, I think the top quarterbacks are getting the 50 million range. Let's see where he is. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, the number one quarterback is the highest paid quarterback is not worth that, but Dak Prescott. The group of two has got Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, Jordan Love. Then you got, so that's 5, Jared Goff and Brock Purdy. That would put him as the right outside of the top 10 in terms of quarterback salaries. And I'd put him above Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes. No, my bad. No, they got him re-up. No, they got him. My bad. I'm wrong. He's at 4. He's at 13. And is he better than Matt Stafford? Is he better than Sam Darnold? Is he better than Baker Mayfield? Not sure. But I know he's better than Malik Willis and Justin Fields. This is crazy. Have you looked at the top salaries for the quarterbacks going into 26? So the quarterback position really isn't the highest paid position on a lot of teams. Let's go. We got 30. This is like Michael Penix is paid the least of the top 32. Gardner Minshew makes $1 more than Michael Penix at 31. Jared Stidham isn't a starting quarterback, but he's the 30th highest paid quarterback. Same as Jacoby Brisket. Trey Lance in LA, he's not a starter, but he gets paid high. So there's starters who are getting paid. Like Gino's probably gonna start in New York. He's getting paid $3 million a year. I'm trying to find other starters. Can't find them right now, but Anthony Richardson is the 25th paid guy, and he's clearly not a starter. Drake May is in his rookie deal, only getting paid $9 million. CJ Stroud still in his rookie deal, only getting paid $9 million. Jaden Daniels still in his rookie deal, only getting paid $9 million. Bryce Young still in his rookie deal, $9 million. Caleb. So some of these teams are done really. They're going to have to pay a ridiculous amount of money soon, but they need to stack their rosters now so that they can win because their quarterbacks are on a cheaper deal. Justin Fields gets paid more than all of them. He'll be a $20 million backup. That's crazy, right? Baker Mayfield is paid outside of the top 16. Deshaun Watson is the 11th highest paid quarterback, the nut ass freak bull. Craziness. All right, my bad. Just felt I would go off on that tangent.
It looks like our boy Chauncey is on a team. So former Bears free agent CJ Gardner-Johnson is signing a one-year deal worth up to $6 million with the Buffalo Bills, joining Josh Allen, Keon Company, all the way in Buffalo, going from cold to cold again. So shout out to Chauncey for getting that $6 million check. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. Moving along, James, we got some news coming from the NFC North. So Kyler Murray is now a Viking, James, and he revealed that in his initial press conference with the team, he's actually grew up a fan of the Vikings. So let's get you shared with this. He's signing a one-year deal with the Vikings, however. And Murray will now become part of a QB room that is shared with J.J. McCarthy, the number 10 overall pick. So he has played in 87 games and has 20,000 pass yards and 3,000 rush yards. So he is joining a squad of Aaron Jones Sr., Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and TJ Hawkinson. So this is the Minnesota Vikings potential offense in 2026. So James, how do you think he can pan out in Minnesota? Because he is going to be going to a good defense coached by a good defensive coordinator, Brian Flores. So do you think they got what it takes to survive in that ever so tough NFC North division?
Yeah, I do. Good running back, two good receivers, and a tight end. Like with a quarterback that can run. It's a pretty good formula. Might be the spark. Could be fun. Fun team to play with on Madden, I can believe. So we'll see. Should be good.
Now we are at the BS or Bussin' portion of the show. Let's get into this food review segment where James is going to see if this food item is BS or if it's bussin'. And we want you guys in the chat as well to drop what you think of the food item, what you think of it in the chat with the BS or a bussin'. And today we got a sweet treat for you guys called Oreo rolls. So let's see if James gives this dessert a BS or bussin'.
This no-bake Oreo cheesecake delight was absolutely incredible, and it only takes about 20 minutes. Start by crushing an entire pack of Oreos. I'm using my ancient food processor, but
That's
do it
old,
by
bro.
hand, that works too. Combine the crushed Oreos with 1 stick of melted butter and then push it into a 13x9 dish. Now carefully spread 1 container of the no-bake cheesecake on top of your crust. Let that sit in the freezer while we make our pudding. It's 2 small boxes of chocolate fudge pudding and 3 cups of milk. Mix it well, and then you can spread it on top of the cheesecake mixture. The final topping is 8 ounces of Cool Whip, and then I topped it with some chocolate chips. Let me know if you try it. So good, y'all.
Yeah, I eat that. I mean, that's yes. Ain't really like that's just something that ain't there ain't no love in it, but I eat it though. You need to bake that cheesecake, baby. But I mean, I like Oreos. I like cheesecake, and, yeah, it's good. Yeah, good stuff. Give me two of the middle pieces.
We got an OG Wyland segment for you guys today. It's about Darren Lee, former NFL linebacker, and it has ChatGPT involved in this story in one of the worst ways you can imagine. So we're actually going to let this clip play to explain it for you guys.
Don't know what to do right now. Fiance did her crazy thing again, and now she's messed up. I wake up, she has two swollen eyes. I didn't do anything self-inflicted. She stabbed herself, split her eye. I don't know because she isn't waking up or responding. What do I do?
According to Hamilton County Sheriff's Detective Brian Lockhart, that's a message Darren Lee sent to ChatGPT just a day before his girlfriend, Gabriella Perpetuo, was found dead in their Ottawa home. And this is just one of dozens of messages Lee sent to the AI, whom he referred to as Allie.
Hey, Allie, what are physical signs of injuries? I've slipped and fallen in bathrooms, in the shower. Allie, what should I tell my friend to handle someone non-responsive once they call the police?
The state argues Lee consulted with the technology as a way to develop a cover up for Perpetuo's death.
He asks how to cover it up. He asks what to say to 911. He says she got blood all over the place.
The court also heard directly from Lee himself as body camera footage played from the day sheriff's deputies responded to the home.
I came down and like she was just laying on the couch on her side, and then I'm like, hey baby, what do you want to eat? And she's wasn't saying anything. That's how I called 911 immediately. I was like, well, what is going on? Because waking up, I was like, what's happening? Like I was out, I was sleeping a long time.
After hearing all the evidence, Judge Torrey Smith bound the case over to the Hamilton County Grand Jury.
I'm even more convinced now that the offense was especially heinous, atrocious, or cruel, and that it involved torture or serious physical abuse beyond that necessary to produce death.
Lee will remain in the custody of the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office with no bond.
Oh, all right, we good. Yeah, that's wild. Like, one, there's there's you never actually I don't even want to say that. Like, just using your own phone or your own browser to try to do anything illegal is just dumb. Like, secondly, she's crazy. She's a CNA. Just the outfit, but two, like, don't put yourself in a position to where you're gonna be able to where you're gonna do harm to individuals. And any woman or man that can get you to the point where you're ready to commit violence, you need to leave that situation as best as possible. I know it's difficult. They're gonna cry and they're gonna do a whole bunch of other different things, but it beats you becoming a murderer, and then now you're gonna cry because you're gonna be in a cell, you're gonna be with another guy, and then they're gonna all know that you're a DV and you did that, so they're gonna make your life miserable, and they're gonna try to punk you, and just all for what? For not, all for not. So, yeah, brother. I hope they put you under the jail for being stupid. I'm glad you didn't. I hope you didn't procreate. We don't need more dumb people out on this planet.
That's all I had for you, James, and everybody on the show. Any last words on this hump day as we carry out this show, the end of the show?
Appreciate everybody for coming in. Make sure you jam the like button. Make sure you check out a lot of the other different things that we have going on. Appreciate everybody for chopping it up with us. We will see you guys next time.